Welcome back to Same But Different. This is the movie channel where we review movies and nobody really asks for us to do this, but we're doing it anyway. My name is Derek and I'm here to review the new Transformers movie, Rise of the Beasts. And with me I have my friend who saw it with me. He'll be coming in a little bit later to tell you his thoughts, but really quick, let me tell you mine. This movie was a breath of fresh air in regards to Transformers movies, because aside from Bumblebee, which is actually a pretty good movie, all the movies since the first one have kind of been hot garbage. They've been phoning it in, wanting to sell toys more than wanting to sell a movie, and we all know how that works out for things, Batman and Robin. So it was really nice to see Transformers in good hands and competent writers and a really good storyline that played out quite nicely. Of course, we get the Maximals in this one, which I've always been excited for because ever since Transformers first got announced that it was going to be a movie franchise, I've been hoping for the Maximals. That's how I know Transformers. I grew up on the Maximals and I just wanted to see them live action so badly. And they were introduced very well in this movie. They were introduced smoothly and seamlessly. The reasoning to be on Earth was great. The only thing that I wish they showed more of were the Maximals. We get a lot of their animal forms and not too much of their transformed forms. They're maximized forms. They transform once. And I wanted to see more of that. So next time, hopefully we get more Maximals transforming. Right off the hop, the beginning, the opening sequence of the film, we're introduced to the bad guy, Scourge, and he's an amazing bad guy. He's so terrifying, and you can feel the threat level and how dangerous he's going to be to this movie. He proves himself to be that dangerous, which was really nice. The human characters, always a point of conversation with Transformers movies. Haley Steinfeld was good in Bumblebee. Like I said, Bumblebee was a good movie, but everything before that, I would say even the first one, which I hold in very high regard, characters are kind of cartoony and don't really get proper development or growth. However, in this one, I think they handled the characters, the human characters, the best. They give them a reason to be there. They give them human motivation and reasons for doing things. There's an emotional value to it. It's the human characters are handled quite nicely. What I really loved about this movie is how they handled Optimus Prime. Seeing as this is a soft reboot of the Transformers series, Optimus Prime is back in the beginning stages of being Optimus Prime and not really liking humans, not really trusting them. And it was cool to see that character arc done, albeit again, just a little bit better. Humans had to prove to him that they were something that he could trust. And it was really nice to see Optimus Prime be a little withdrawn from the human race and slowly warm up to them through various actions and humans proving themselves to him. It was cool. And something that lends itself directly to that point is the main conflict of the film, not just the bad guy Scourge and wanting to, destroy all of humanity with Unicron coming in and sucking up the planet. But the main conflict I found was the fact that the Autobots had a reason to want to get things done because they wanted to go home. And then the humans had a reason to get things done because they wanted to save humans. But in order to do that, then the Autobots wouldn't be able to go home. And then there was that internal struggle with our main protagonists, the good guys, that they had to fight with each other about. I think that was really, really amazing and well written. Anyway, enough of my babbling. I'm going to give this movie an easy 7 out of 10. As far as Transformers movies goes, it's top tier. Let's hear what my good friend Forrest had to say about it. Over to you, buddy.
Hey everyone, it's Forrest of ForReal Films here to join Derek in on the review of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. To me, I think it from start to finish, it was an exciting time. Introducing the Beast Transformers, the Maximals, the Transformers who turn from robot to animal, was always something that I grew up with as a kid. That was my introduction to Transformers anyway, so it was cool to finally see them show up in the movies, especially in this time now where they're starting to really pick up on how to tell these stories, because Bumblebee left me very optimistic about where things were going to go with this series if they just write the movies out with competence and not be over the top and ridiculous like the Michael Bay movies, in spite of the first film's innocence. In my opinion, I think that first film, for what it is, it's not as ridiculous as the movies that came afterwards. So getting into this one, you know, you're introduced to these Maximals Transformers who have their own place in the mythos, and it's explained very quickly but effectively, because it also brings in your villain. And I thought that the villain, voiced by Peter Dinklage, Transformer called Scourge, was given this really great intro that proved him as like a threat, and he was formidable. I felt that right away. On top of just how the visual effects were played out from the start, it all carries over, especially with the way that they treat these human characters now, who aren't just Looney Tunes like Shia LaBeouf and Mark Wahlberg were. Human characters are humans. They have backstories and knowledge and skill sets of their own individually, and they go through things like people do day to day, and it's carried over into them being a part of the Transformers group, the Autobot group, with you know, your Optimus Prime's back, Bumblebee's back. Pete Davidson gets to show up as the voice of the character Mirage, and him and the male lead Anthony Ramos plays, they get to have like a Sam Witwicky Bumblebee bond that I really liked. I think that that's probably going to be a big takeaway from this movie, their dynamic. The dialogue, similar to the past films, while some jokes land, some don't, some lines are really corny, at least they're spoken by the Transformers, who kind of are given those opportunities. It works for them, especially when you have other voice actors like Peter Cullen coming back as Optimus, Ron Perlman and Michelle Yeoh showing up as these new Transformers, the Maximals. The movie paces itself well enough that I'm interested in where it's going to go. At least when it gets into that final act, it just goes off to the races, and you get this great epic battle by the end that's totally worth the theater experience. To me, I think if you go out on like a matinee night with some of your friends, especially if you're Transformers fans, you're going to really enjoy it, especially by the time the movie is over. There is a sort of thing that happens that I think nobody expected. And I think for the franchise's future, it's exciting to see where that goes. So yeah, like I'm feeling very optimistic about where this series can go after these latest two pictures, Bumblebee, Rise of the Beasts, definitely in the top tier for me. But even though this one wasn't as good as Bumblebee, I'll have to give it like a very positive 6 out of 10. Maybe that'll change on another viewing, maybe it won't, but for now, it just seems like they kind of just wanted to make a Transformers movie that was meant for every Transformers fan. It was good to get involved in this. Thank you for having me, Derek. Back to you.
He's so good with his words. I love it. Maybe we should have him on the show more. What a good reviewer. My ranking of Transformers movies. 1, Transformers #1. Nostalgic, the first one, innocent, like Forrest said. It just holds a place. #2, Bumblebee. Fantastic movie. E.T. meets Iron Giant with Transformers. Such a good story. And 3, this one. For all the reasons I listed already, you know it. Thank you all for listening to the review of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Have you seen it? If you have, let us know in the comments below what you thought about the movie. We would love, love, love to know. And if you haven't seen it, go and see it. I'd highly, highly recommend it. It's a good theater experience. If anything, you're just going to have fun watching it at the movies. So go watch it. If you like movie reviews and you like what you saw here and you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and don't worry, we will be putting out more. Today was the release of the review that we did for 1999's Dick, and next week we're doing a review for SHORTBUS. So stay tuned for that, and all this month we're reviewing Pride movies, Pride Month related movies, because it's Pride Month. I've been Derek, this has been Same But Different. We'll see you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.